Hi guys, going go-karting, taking Ubi for a go-kart ride in my up.
Yes.
But I've been thinking probably since my father passed, about the pursuit of happiness, because it's one of those things that's a bit peculiar because it's often sold. When I look at things like Facebook's a complete farce in the sense that none of it's actually real. Nobody shows the arguments, the people struggling with their wages or day-to-day living or anything. It's all the take a picture of me, the perfect selfie with their partner, etc, etc. It's not reality. In fact, it's actually a very negative environment because it's completely fake. Because it's not encouraging the realities of life, saying that life is hard and it's not supposed to be easy. It's not encouraging people to think that it's not just you and everybody else has a hard time as well. It's a completely false perspective that is pushed on people on a daily basis. That's what I never understood soap operas in the UK. Things like Coronation Street, EastEnders, Brookside, or any of that stuff, because they're the complete opposite. They have an excessive amount of negativity, of things constantly going wrong, and it's a exaggerated version of negativity. So what's my point? Well, the pursuit of happiness is not about trying to strive for things outside your reach. In fact, what you should actually be doing is being content with what you have, because that's one of the things that people don't really value enough. I mean, it's like, I was saying to my wife this morning, I said, this is the first day off I've had since I started the new job, because I've had that much work to do. I've been working 7 days a week. So this is my first bit of time where I could actually allocate a bit of time to doing stuff with the family and having a bit of time to relax. But I know full well that come February, and I do say February and not January, things will drop more into a routine that is workable for me and the business. At the moment, it's mainly working towards the business, simply because I was catching up on about a year's worth of work that was left from the last person. Not a fault of his own. Nobody had picked it up. So we are getting there. But do I need the big house, the big car and all that stuff? The answer's no. And I don't think most people realise that you're being sold a dream that simply doesn't work. You've been sold a picture of something that you're not supposed to ever reach. There is no end to it. It's a constant strive for change. Whether it's the latest phone, newer car, bigger house, it's all the same. It's a consumerist plague, where we're constantly being told we're not good enough. Now, reality is, it's how you define yourself and what you want out of life. You should be looking at what you have and enjoying what you've got. If you want to do something different, but do it for the right reasons. For example, we've got this Astra here in Spain. It's been a bit of a pain with some of the issues we've had because of the issue around the emission system on it, but we're getting there. But I don't let it annoy me. I don't let it frustrate me. I just sit there and think, okay, I may have to spend €1,000 on it, just buy a new one and buy the Bullet. But so be it. At the end of the day, has it maimed me? Have I lost anything from it? Well, nothing but time and money. Time I won't get back, obviously, but money is replaceable. And at the same time, even now I'm sitting here looking, it's starting to rain. Once I finish this video, doesn't matter if we get to go go-karting in the rain or not. Probably not, because the main thing is I get to spend time with my son. In the same way, many things out there we focus on are completely the wrong things because we're driven that way. A lot of stuff goes on to your daily life because you let it, because you separate things you can control and what you can't control, but often they can be the wrong things, in the sense that, say for example, you get really angry that your delivery is late for tomorrow, something completely out of your control, and you're frustrated because it's out of your control. Well, the answer is, it was that urgent, why didn't you order it earlier? Get it a week earlier or something, job done. If it comes a couple of days late, does it matter? 99% of the time, the answer is no. Why get worked up about it? Your boss trying to make you work late every Friday with suddenly something that comes in urgent, well, why don't you tell him that it's not acceptable and you're not wanting it on a Friday? Because they know full well that work was going to come in. I'm not saying this on my part, because I did used to get it years ago, because I used to ask for the overtime on a Wednesday and told no, we don't have any. Then on a Friday we'd actually get somebody in that would come and order stuff as they come into the place that had to be prepared and made specifically for the client. But at the same time, on a Friday I'd say, no, you didn't want it on a Wednesday, don't bother me. At the end of the day, his problem was he didn't tell his client that if you want it made, let us know on the Monday and Matt will make it on the Wednesday so it's ready for Friday. Instead, it was like, well, it can ruin Matt's weekend because it doesn't affect me. But it does when I don't do it, because then he has to stay behind and do it. But there you go. My weekend then was more important than the overtime from the Friday. And that's the thing. You've got to put things in perspective. You've got to sit there and say, what is important to me? Is it having a big house? Well, you can't take it with you when you die. Would more holidays be more beneficial? Would more time with the kids be more beneficial? Would having a smaller place and having another one you rent out be more beneficial? For me, the answer to that is yes. I mean, we're quite happy renting the place we've got at the minute, but we are looking at buying, and not to buy to have a bigger place, but buy to rent them out. We'll leave a legacy for the kids. But it's all about choices, and a lot of time we do home in on the wrong things. And I do recommend looking at things like that. I mean, I look at my father. 4 years after retiring, he died, and you think how much effort he put into getting to that retirement stage. And for years I told him to finish early and other stuff, and he just wouldn't have it. And yet he could have retired much sooner. He just didn't. And for what? Myself, I've travelled a lot. Still working pretty hard at the minute, but at the same time, I'm getting where I want to be. I'm spending time with the kids. Like I said, at the moment it's a little bit more difficult because the first 3 months on a project's always the hardest one, simply because all the work comes in one drove. But once I get through this initial phase, it'll become much easier. And then more time with the family, more time with the kids, and see where the business goes from there, because I can develop this role into something a bit more interesting. But that's all part and parcel of what makes me happy. And I think more people need to look at life in that way. And I do recommend just realising that it's not all about waiting for retirement. It's not all about the big house, the big car, or anything like that. Because that stuff never makes you happy, because they're constantly changing it and moving the goalposts. What makes you happy is the stuff around you on a daily basis. It's also a lot of the stuff that irritates you, which shouldn't. Knowing somebody who's going to be late for work every day and then sitting there going, he's going to be late again, why bother about it? It doesn't affect you. It shouldn't bother you. But people do these things to themselves on a regular basis, and I have no idea why. getting upset over something that simply does not matter. I think I've gone in the wrong junction. We'll soon find out. But generally I say just think about your own well-being and where you want to be. It may sound a little bit selfish, but I find people often give too much and don't think about themselves enough. Everybody has a value in life. Everybody has something to achieve. Everybody wants to do something with their lives. What do you want to do and how are you going to make it happen should be the questions you're asking. I did get the right turn here, it's this one. Anyway guys, that's my video for today and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.